Listen closely, because what you are about to hear is not ordinary. This is not just another message. This is a divine appointment written for your soul. You didn't arrive here by accident. Heaven scheduled this moment for you. Every word you're about to receive carries power, life, and supernatural breakthrough. This moment is a divine appointment, not an accident. God Himself has planned this exact moment long before you were born, long before you took your first breath, long before you ever faced the battles that tried to break you. Nothing about this hour is random. Nothing about your presence here is coincidence. This message is a direct call from heaven, carefully designed and divinely timed. It is a spiritual awakening sent specifically for your heart, your weary, searching, wounded, yet still fighting heart. It arrives not as noise, not as another voice among many, but as a holy interruption, a supernatural intervention meant to shift the course of your life. God has been preparing this moment the way a master gardener prepares soil, watering it, loosening it, removing the stones and roots, waiting patiently until the perfect moment to plant a seed that will change everything. This word is that seed, an invisible yet powerful seed of transformation planted into the deepest parts of your thirsty soul. You may not feel it all at once, but heaven knows exactly where to place it. It is being planted in the dry places, in the silent corners of your spirit, where you have cried without words, where you have carried burdens you never told anyone about, where you have questioned your path, your strength, even your worth. God has seen all of this. He has watched you walk through storms that would have destroyed others. He has heard prayers you whispered in exhaustion, the ones you prayed while your heart felt like it was barely holding together. He has collected every tear, every doubt, every moment of breaking, and He has turned them into a preparation for this divine encounter. You arriving at this exact moment is evidence that heaven has not forgotten you. You did not stumble here, you were led. You did not click by chance, you were guided. Something inside you, your spirit, your intuition, your inner voice, felt a pull, a tug, a gentle nudge. That was God drawing you, calling you, inviting you into a moment that was written into your destiny long before you ever lived it. This is not just encouragement, this is alignment. This is heaven adjusting your steps, recentering your soul, pulling you back into the path that leads to your purpose. God has chosen this precise moment because your heart is ready. You may not feel ready, you may feel tired, overwhelmed, disappointed, or uncertain, but your spirit is open in a way it wasn't before. The brokenness you've felt, the confusion you've carried, the loneliness you've endured, all of these softened the soil of your soul. And now the seed He is planting can finally take root. This message is the beginning of something new inside you, something that will grow quietly but powerfully. What God plants does not die. What God starts cannot fail. What God touches transforms from the inside out. This moment is heaven's response to everything you've survived. It is God telling you that you have not been overlooked, abandoned, or forgotten. You have been prepared. You have been shaped. You have been strengthened in ways you didn't even understand. Every chapter of your life has led to this divine intersection. Every setback, every betrayal, every unanswered prayer, every door that closed was setting the stage for what He is releasing now. God is not just speaking to you. He is awakening you. He is reminding you who you are, who He created you to be, and what still lies ahead for you. This moment is a turning point, a breath of divine clarity entering your spirit. The seed He plants today will grow into strength, healing, direction, and breakthrough. And once this seed takes root, nothing, not fear, not doubt, not your past, will be able to stop what God is about to bring forth in your life. God is already working in the unseen on your behalf, moving in ways you cannot yet see, arranging things you don't even know you need, and fighting battles you never realized were surrounding you. The invisible world is more active than the visible one, and right now, heaven is shifting, aligning, and preparing things for your breakthrough. While you listen to these words, something far beyond human effort is taking place. Angels are being sent on assignment, moving swiftly toward the very situations you thought were impossible to change. Doors that were shut for years, doors you knocked on with hope, with tears, with exhaustion, are beginning to unlock. You may not hear the sound yet, but the spiritual hinge has already moved. What felt heavy and immovable is already responding to the power of God's command. Every prayer you prayed, even the ones you whispered in fear or frustration, has been collected, stored, heard, and honored. Not one of them disappeared. They were not ignored. They were not forgotten. Heaven operates on a different timeline, and what felt like silence was never silence. It was strategy. God was not delaying to punish you but to protect you. He was not withholding to hurt you but to strengthen you. When it felt like nothing was changing, everything was actually being rearranged behind the scenes. God was setting the perfect stage, clearing the wrong people out of the way, closing harmful paths, and preparing the exact circumstances needed for your blessing to land safely. There were things you asked for that you weren't ready to carry yet, There were situations you prayed to enter, but those environments would have crushed you, drained you, or distracted you from your purpose. God saw dangers you didn't see, intentions you couldn't discern, and outcomes you were never meant to experience. So what you called a delay was divine protection. What you called silence was God building something stronger, something stable, something lasting. What you called being stuck was actually God's hand holding you in place, so that the wrong timing wouldn't destroy the right promise. He was working while you were waiting. He was arranging while you were crying. He was forming answers while you were breaking. Every moment of confusion was covered by His clarity. Every moment of loneliness was wrapped in His presence. Even the times you felt abandoned were moments when He was the closest, quietly strengthening your spirit, giving you endurance, and preparing you to receive what you once prayed for with a pure heart and a stable foundation. Right now, even in this moment, answers are moving toward you. Things you thought were lost are returning. Opportunities you believed were gone are being resurrected. Individuals who forgot you or rejected you are being repositioned by God to either bless you, witness your breakthrough, or be removed entirely from your path. Nothing is happening randomly. Everything is being orchestrated with precision. Angels are not idle, they are active. They are clearing obstacles, breaking chains, pushing back darkness, and preparing the path ahead. Some blessings are being softened, some hearts are being touched, some systems are being shifted, and some spiritual battles are being won long before you ever step into the victory. That is why you suddenly feel peace where there was once fear. That is why you feel restoration where there was once heaviness. It is not your imagination. It is evidence that heaven is at work. The doors you couldn't open on your own are being opened by God's authority. The doors that refused to move are now responding to His timing. The opportunities that once rejected you will soon seek you. What was held back is being released. What was blocked is being cleared. What was delayed is being accelerated. God is not just working around you. He is working ahead of you. He is stepping into your future, preparing it so that when you arrive, it welcomes you with peace, provision, and purpose. This is not abandonment, this is divine involvement. This is the unseen hand of God moving with intentional love on your behalf. Your pain, tears, and hidden battles have never been ignored. Not a single moment of your suffering has gone unnoticed. Not a single tear has fallen without being seen. And not a single cry, whether spoken or silent, has ever disappeared into the air. Every tear has been carefully stored. Every cry has been heard with divine attention. And every moment where your heart felt too heavy to carry has been witnessed by the God who loves you more deeply than you can grasp. He has seen the betrayal you tried to forget, the rejection that cracked something inside you, the diagnosis that shook your spirit, the conflicts that drained your strength, and the lonely nights where you felt surrounded by darkness even when people were physically near. None of it passed by Him. None of it slipped through His fingers. None of it was wasted. You may feel like much of what you endured was pointless, unnecessary, or unfair. You may wonder why certain people hurt you, why certain seasons were so heavy, why certain prayers seemed to echo back without a response. But God saw every detail of your suffering, and He held every moment with purpose. He never turned His face away. He never plugged His ears. He never forgot you for 1 second. Even when you felt invisible to others, you were fully seen in heaven. Even when no one asked how you were really doing, God understood the emotions buried beneath your smile. Even when you carried responsibilities that broke your back, He knew the quiet strength it took to keep moving. Your hidden battles, those internal wars no one else knew about, were never hidden from Him. He saw the nights you wanted to give up. He saw the days you forced yourself to be strong for others while you were silently collapsing inside. He saw the moments where the disappointment was too heavy to explain. He saw the memories you wished you could erase. He saw the times you swallowed your pain just to keep the peace. He saw the heartbreaks that reshaped the way you love. He saw the cycles you tried to break and the fears you tried to silence. He saw all of it, and through it all, He remained close. Even when you didn't recognize His presence. Sometimes His silence wasn't absence, it was protection. Sometimes His delay wasn't denial, it was preparation. Sometimes His holding back wasn't rejection. It was Him waiting for the exact moment when the blessing would build you instead of break you. Every betrayal you faced taught you who truly stands with you. Every loss that shattered you created space for something stronger. Every rejection redirected you to a safer path. Every disappointment dug deeper roots in your character. Every tear softened the soil of your soul so that something greater could be planted. God wastes nothing. Not your pain, not your questions, not your failures, not your heartbreaks. He has been watching not as a passive observer, but as a loving Father waiting for the perfect time to intervene. He knows timing better than anyone. He knows when your heart is ready, when the situation is ready, and when the atmosphere is ready. Some moments were not right before, but now they are. Some doors had to stay shut then, but now they are beginning to open. Some people had to leave, some truths had to be revealed, some strength had to be built inside you. And God has been patiently waiting, shaping you in ways you didn't even realize. He never ignored you. He was preparing you. He never overlooked you. He was protecting you. He never abandoned you. He was aligning everything with your destiny. What felt like the darkest season was actually where he was closest, shielding you from what would have truly destroyed you. And now, as the weight begins to lift, you will see that every tear was counted, every battle had purpose, and every moment of pain was leading you toward a breakthrough that will make sense of the suffering you once thought had no meaning. This is a season of immediate intervention, healing, and restoration, not someday, not eventually, not after years of waiting. Now God is sending a fresh wind over your life, a divine breath that reaches into the places you stopped believing could ever change. This wind is not gentle inspiration. It is a force of heaven designed to blow away defeat, remove the residue of old pain, and lift the heaviness you've carried for far too long. You may not see it yet with your eyes, but your spirit can already feel the shift. Something deep inside you is waking up because God Himself is stirring the parts of you that were once asleep. This fresh wind is awakening what was dormant, the dreams you buried, the strength you forgot you had, the confidence life tried to steal from you, the joy that seemed impossible to recover. It's reaching the places inside you where you settled, where you convinced yourself that this is just how life is now. God is declaring that what looked dead is not dead, what looked paused is not finished, and what felt impossible is now entering its season of manifestation. The same God who speaks to oceans, who commands storms, who raises what has fallen, is breathing over your life to revive everything that was suffocating under pressure, fear, and exhaustion. This wind is also touching your body. God is sending healing that goes beyond the surface, healing that reaches your cells, your bones, your breath, your mind, your sleep, your strength. He knows the nights you spent worrying about your health, the days you felt weak and tried to push through, the quiet moments when fear whispered worst-case scenarios. But this is not the season of decline, this is the season of restoration. Healing is not coming slowly, it is being released now. God is rearranging what is out of order, renewing what was worn, and restoring what doctors said was impossible. His touch goes deeper than treatments, it reaches the root. Your mind is also being restored. God is calming the storms inside your thoughts, the overthinking, the anxiety, the confusion, the endless battles that no one else can see. The thoughts that sabotaged you are losing their power. The lies that shaped your self-worth are being uprooted. Peace is entering places where chaos lived for years. Clarity is replacing fog. You are not losing your mind, you are regaining it. God is stabilizing your emotions, lifting the burden of instability that made you feel unpredictable even to yourself. He is grounding you, centering you, anchoring you in a strength that does not come from your past pain but from His presence. This wind is entering your home as well. God sees the unspoken tension, the old wounds, the misunderstandings, the heaviness that hangs in the air even when no one says a word. He's bringing peace into rooms where arguments used to erupt. He is softening hearts, healing relationships, and removing spiritual weight that has lingered for generations. The cycle of dysfunction ends with you. The patterns that repeated in your family, fear, poverty, anger, addiction, silence, heartbreak, are being broken by the authority of God. You are not just being healed for yourself. You are becoming a vessel of healing for everyone connected to you. Shame is turning into testimony. What once embarrassed you, what once made you hide, what once made you feel unworthy, God is transforming into honor. He is taking the confusion that clouded your decisions and turning it into wisdom. He is taking generational wounds, pain passed down through years and bloodlines, and turning them into generational blessings. What hurt your parents won't hurt you. What broke others in your family will not break you. You are the turning point, the shift, the breakthrough. This season is not gentle, it is powerful. God is not making small adjustments. He is rebuilding you from the inside out. You will look back at this time and realize it was the moment everything began to change. The intervention is now, the healing is now, the restoration is now. God is moving quickly, precisely, and lovingly. And nothing can stop what He has already declared over your life. Vindication, new connections, and divine positioning are being released over your life in this very season. Things that once resisted you are beginning to shift. Doors that seemed sealed shut are responding to the authority of God's command. Invisible barriers, spiritual blockages, unseen opposition, silent resistance are crumbling piece by piece. What once felt impossible to break through is now falling apart effortlessly, not because of your strength, but because heaven has stepped into the situation. The walls that stood against your progress, your peace, your purpose, and your identity are collapsing under the weight of God's justice. You are not fighting alone. God Himself is moving ahead of you, clearing paths that were blocked for years. This is the season where those who worked against you, those who doubted you, undermined you, spoke against you, or hoped for your failure, will witness God defend you openly. You won't need to explain yourself, justify your actions, or fight battles in your own strength. God is becoming your defender. He is taking the very situations meant to embarrass you and turning them into stages of honor. The same mouths that gossiped will fall silent. The same eyes that looked down on you will watch the hand of God lift you higher than they ever expected. This is not revenge. It is divine vindication, the restoration of dignity, honor, and truth over your life. God is also aligning new connections, relationships that match your next level, not your past survival. He is bringing people with purpose, integrity, and genuine hearts. These are individuals who don't carry hidden agendas, jealousy, or manipulation. They are connections designed to elevate you, encourage you, sharpen you, and support the destiny God has placed on your life. Some will mentor you, some will walk with you, some will open opportunities, and some will simply bring peace where there was once tension. Every relationship sent in this season will be intentional and meaningful, not accidental. God is removing the wrong people and replacing them with the right ones. Doors are opening. Doors you knocked on for years. Doors that rejected you. Doors that seemed reserved for others. Doors that felt completely unreachable. God is opening them not because of your connections, qualifications, or influence, but because He has declared it to be so. These opportunities come with His fingerprints on them. No fear, no confusion, and no force of darkness can shut what God opens. The access being granted to you now is different. It comes with ease, clarity, and peace. This is not forced opportunity, this is divine opportunity. Resources are also being released. Everything you lacked in previous seasons, finances, support, favor, strength, ideas, direction, is being restored and multiplied. You are stepping into a flow where what you need arrives on time, without struggle or anxiety. God is positioning people to bless you, companies to notice you, and situations to align for your benefit. Even opportunities you forgot about or gave up on are coming back around, but this time with God's timing behind them. He is also positioning you, placing you exactly where you need to be, even if you never imagined yourself there. Places you once viewed from a distance, positions you thought were for other people, levels you believed were out of reach. God is guiding your steps straight into them, not through striving, but through divine placement. You will sit at tables you once only prayed about. You will stand in rooms where your presence carries weight. You will walk through doors where your name was already spoken before you arrived. This positioning is not just for blessing, it is for purpose. God is elevating you because your voice, your story, your gifts, and your heart are needed in higher places. He is giving you influence that comes directly from His hand, not from human approval. What is being released now is not temporary, it is part of your destiny. Vindication, alignment, elevation, and divine favor are shaping your path. You are being positioned for a future far greater than the pain behind you. You are entering a new season of identity, purpose, and unshakable faith. This is not just a transition, it is a spiritual rebirth. The old version of you, the one shaped by wounds, shaped by fear, shaped by people's opinions, shaped by disappointments, is fading away. God is rewriting chapters you thought were finished, breaking cycles you didn't even know you were stuck in, and removing labels that were placed on you, by pain, by people, and by the past. He is restoring the version of you that He originally designed before life tried to reshape you into something smaller, quieter, weaker, or more insecure than you were ever meant to be. In this new season, God is uprooting the lies you believed about yourself. Lies that said you were not enough, that you were behind, that you were broken beyond repair, that you were too late, that you were forgotten, that you were ordinary. He is tearing them out by the root. Every lie planted by rejection, every insecurity planted by comparison, every doubt planted by fear is being removed. You will no longer live under the weight of false beliefs that came from painful experiences. God is replacing them with truth, the truth of your identity, your value, your purpose, and your destiny. He is establishing you on solid rock. No more shaky foundations. No more being tossed around by emotions, opinions, or pressure. No more instability inside your thoughts or your spirit. God is grounding you in strength you didn't know you had. You will feel a solidity inside your soul that you have never felt before. A stability that comes from knowing who you belong to, who walks with you, and who fights for you. You won't be easily shaken anymore, not by circumstances, not by negativity, not by fear, and not by uncertainty. You will no longer live by fear. Fear has been a silent thief in many areas of your life, holding you back from opportunities, silencing your voice, stopping you from taking steps you knew you were meant to take. But in this new season, fear is losing its grip. You will feel courage rising inside you, quiet, steady, unstoppable courage. You will walk differently, speak differently, believe differently, because your confidence will come from God, not from your surroundings. You will no longer live by confusion. The days of second-guessing every decision, of being tangled in overthinking, of doubting your own intuition are coming to an end. God is bringing clarity and discernment to your mind. You will know what to do not because it makes logical sense, but because God will give you peace in the right direction. You will follow His guidance even when it leads you into new, unfamiliar territory because your spirit will be anchored. You will no longer live by the opinions of others. For too long, the voices of people, criticisms, judgments, expectations, comparisons have carried too much power over your identity. But now God is silencing those voices. He is making His voice louder in your life, clearer, stronger, more defining. The only approval you will seek in this season is His. The only voice you will trust completely is His. And because of that, you will walk with a confidence that doesn't crumble under pressure. You are about to walk by faith in a way you never have before. It will not be blind faith. It will be guided faith. You will take steps that seem bold to others but feel natural to you because your spirit will be aligned with God. You will walk with purpose, knowing that nothing you do is wasted. Nothing you face is random, and nothing that lies ahead is outside of God's control. Your spirit is being strengthened. Everything you survived, the heartbreaks, the losses, the betrayals, the delays, has trained you, refined you, and prepared you for this exact moment. What once broke you will now build you. What once scared you will now empower you. What once confused you will now guide others. You are becoming a turning point for generations after you. The cycles that ran in your family, the patterns of fear, poverty, trauma, silence, pain, will end with you. You are the shift, you are the break. You are the new beginning. Through you, healing will flow. Through you, new standards will be set. Through you, blessings will multiply as this word settles into your spirit. Understand this: nothing in your life will remain the same after this moment. Heaven has spoken, and what God declares cannot be undone by man, by fear, or by the enemy. You have been seen, heard, restored, lifted, and prepared. Every tear has been counted, every battle has been used, every delay has been redeemed. You are stepping out of the old and into the divine, guided not by confusion but by clarity, not by weakness but by strength, not by fear but by unshakable faith. What God has begun in you today will continue to unfold long after this message ends. His angels are already moving, His hand is already working, and His favor is already surrounding you like a shield. You are walking into a season designed by heaven itself, a season of healing, vindication, identity, restoration, elevation, and breakthrough. Carry this truth with you. You are chosen, protected, guided, and destined for greatness. This moment was not accidental, it was prophetic. And because God has spoken, your story is shifting, your path is opening, and your future is rising with glory. Step forward now with confidence, because the God who called you into this moment will finish everything He has started in your life. This is your divine turning point. And from this moment on, everything changes.